Minnesota visiting the Chicago Bears. Game opened at 3. I bet Bears +3. You and I haven't even discussed this yet. It's now down to 2.5. It might be why it moved. When I first saw this game, I thought it's too early to stake out a position. And then the more I thought about it, the more comfortable I was betting on the Bears. And that was before the Justin Jefferson news. So I can give you a lot of reasons, but I want your sort of unfiltered take of the Chicago Bears. When I bet him at +3, you can weigh in on the bet and the number at 2.5.
Feels like one of the easier fades of the week. Bears won a game by 20 last Thursday. The Vikings have lost. They didn't cover either. Like, people are totally out on this team. I saw some stupid article about what Justin Jefferson's worth of the spread, as if anyone has any idea. Like, what you project what this guy's value is. It's all BS. It's all projections. You're telling me this number would be 3.5 if Jeff Jefferson was playing, or 3. So it moved half a point because he's out of this game. It all feels like fugazi to me. So looking at this number, I'll take -2 Minnesota against a Bears team that I don't know. I don't know how they can handle winning, Chad. They hadn't won in a calendar year, basically. Now they had a whole 10 days to be saying to themselves, we're back. We're like, their fans are back in. Everyone's drinking the Kool-Aid again. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be backing Kirk here, but we have to. We're getting under a field goal against one of the worst defenses in all of football. Like, Jefferson can be out. Yes, that's going to affect. At some points, we're going to miss them, right? Those big plays downfield. They got other guys that can step in and make plays. And I just look at this offense. They had a chance to beat the Chiefs or come down and tie the game even without Jefferson. Like, they were driving down the field. I don't want to get into it again because I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist, but the referees weren't making calls when they should have been making calls on pass interference against the Chiefs. So, I'm not going to overreact too much. I do love what the Bears did and how they look. It's really fading that Bears defense. Like, the Fields still is inconsistent. He's still a guy that he's going to turn the ball over at some point in this game. You know, this defense of the Vikings, they might be terrible. They're going to be blitzing Fields like crazy. That's what this team does. So the turnovers are going to be there. The opportunities are going to be there. I won't let it scare me off, Chad. Like, I'll if this was 3.5, I'd probably go Bears. Those lines moved way too much off a guy's injury that I don't think he's worth as much to the spread as people perceive. So I'll take the value on the Vikings.
All right, so I bet the Bears +3, and it has nothing to do with the Bears winning and the Vikings losing. It has everything to do with something you just said, the Vikings blitzing. And it's not because I think Justin Fields is going to be great against the blitz. I think it's because the Minnesota Vikings are freaking terrible at blitzing because they're blitzing nonstop, but they're not getting to the quarterback ever. So I was reading Bill Barnwell yesterday, and he had this great stat, who's really the worst team. And he went through all the teams that are, the Bears and the Vikings and the Giants and the Panthers and the Broncos, right? So the Vikings are blitzing at one of the highest percentages in the league, but all it's doing is leaving their really bad secondary vulnerable. So this is from Barnwell. 0 interceptions, 6 sacks on 108 plays with extra pressure. That is half the league-wide sack rate on blitzes. And they're allowing on those blitzes a 91 QBR because their secondary is so bad. So with the Bears, what they've done actually the past 2 weeks, and we've talked about this, they've started to put Justin Fields in a position to succeed by letting him run a little bit more. And I think it's opened up the back end of the offense a little bit because now teams need to account for that. They didn't have to account for that at all the first 3 weeks. 2 RPOs the first 2 weeks. That was fewer than Mac Jones. And I also think that the connection with DJ Moore the past 2 weeks is giving him more confidence and also making them a much better team. And we believed before the season, the Bears would be a better team because in the same way Jalen Hurts got better with A.J. Brown, Josh Allen got better with Stephon Diggs, Justin Fields would get better with a number 1 caliber receiver. That's why I bet the Bears.
All right. I'm not going to try to convince a guy who's a Bears fan to fade the Bears. I get
this has listen. This has nothing to do with it. How many times have I faded the Bears on this show?
Unluckiest team in football is the Vikings. Go look at the luck rankings. You love luck rankings. I guarantee you they're top 3 unluckiest team in football right now in Minnesota.
Cousins has historically struggled with bad teams, 11-21-1, 11-20-1 against the spread versus teams with a win percentage of 33% or less.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Not ideal. Not ideal.